Hello, Team Passa. Hope you are very, very good and that you're feeling all right. Let's say all right. You might be just post-workout, you might have just rolled out of bed, you might just be able to try and go to bed in half an hour's time. Maybe at one of those moments when you just need 30 minutes to move, to stretch, to breathe, and to feel good. Now, today we are going to do a little bit more of a dynamic flow than maybe we've done before. It's not going to be too hot, too strong, or too holding postures, but we are going to kind of flow through things a little bit and do a little bit more of our vinyasa. So I'll break that down in a moment. For now, get everything you need, whether you usually use a block or a strap, if you have some water next to you, if you want to use that, and pop your music on. And we're going to get going from a nice standing position. So just come to the middle of your mat or the middle of wherever you are. Maybe you're not on a mat today. Feet around hip distance apart. And just let your hands kind of fall down to your side. Give your shoulders a nice big roll. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Slow and steady back out. And we're just for a moment going to notice where we're at. So grounding down into your feet. Soften through your knees a little. We don't need to be too stiff right now. Just take your time to notice how you're feeling, how your body's doing. Knowing that right now we are just as we are. Taking a couple more deep breaths. And there's nowhere else we need to be, nothing else we need to be doing. We are just here, standing, taking a little bit of time. Seeing if we can breathe down a little bit deeper towards our belly buttons, so your chest lift, your tummy rise. And as you breathe out, let everything soften back down. Give your shoulders a few big rolls backwards. Try and find some space in your chest, through your shoulders, your back. And when you've done those three, take a few big shoulder rolls forwards. You can keep your eyes closed or start to blink them open now. Moving into a little fold, we're going to curl our chin close to our chest and then start to round through your shoulders and your upper back, gently bringing yourself all the way down, guiding your fingers towards your mat. Doesn't matter if they don't quite make it. Lifting up halfway from here, breathing in as you bring your fingertips towards your shins, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold back down. And then we're rolling up from here. So again, a little soft bend, through our knees as we roll all the way back to the top. We're going to take that a couple more times. So curling up through our chest, our upper body, rolling ourselves down, bending into your knees, bringing your back, your arms all the way towards the floor. Deep breath in as you lift halfway. Exhale, fold back down. And then rolling back to the top. Last time, curling your chin closer towards your chest. Take that big rounding through your spine as you come all the way down. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold back down. And then rolling ourselves back to the top. Nice bit of space through the back of our legs. Again, take a couple of shoulder rolls if you wish. Moving to the top of your mat. I'm going to go this way actually. To the top of your mat. And then again, we've got that nice steady grounding position. So our feet still hip distance apart. Putting a bit more weight through your left leg now. We're going to lift our right knee up. Bringing it up closer towards our chest. Wrapping your fingers around your shin or your knee and see how high we can get this knee up. It doesn't not need to be all the way up by our shoulders. Maybe it's just by our hips. Just taking a moment, feel that stretch. Letting go with your hand and then taking some circles with this leg. So all the way out to the side with your knee, a bit like a fire hydrant. And then back behind you, you're going to find a bit of a lean forward, just a small one. all the way back to the front. 2 going this way. So a big circle through our hips, keeping your knee bent. And maybe you get some clicks and clunks. You might be balancing, having a few little wobbles. Going back the other direction. So once you get back to the front, take your knee all the way behind you, out to the side, and again to the front. 1 more. Noticing those glutes firing up a little bit, even just through these rotations. Now bringing your hands again back towards your shin or your knee. Lift your knee as high as you can. See if we can keep it there. Press through that leg. Hold yourself here. Start to lift your fingertips up. And then we're stepping into our high lunge. So right leg going all the way back behind us. Fingertips landing onto your mat. Fingertips, tiptoes landing onto your mat. Heel stays lifted. Take a deep breath in, length up through your hands. Exhale, can you go a little bit lower into this lunge? Notice how those legs are doing, particularly this right thigh. You might get a bit of a stretch up through those hip flexors. Beginning now to straighten through our left leg, leaning your chest forward, still up on those tiptoes at the back, so nice and high on that right leg. Leading your way down, fingers towards your mat, and then guide your chest that little bit further forwards. So you can have your hands on your mat. Maybe you're using a block here, you can rest your hands on the block. Or if you wish, you can have your hands up on your shin as well. If it's a little bit wobbly, do step that back foot in. We're aiming for a stretch down through this left leg. So don't worry if you're wobbling around. Move that back leg in, make it a little bit more stable. Hands now coming down onto your mat as you bend through left leg. Stepping our way back into a high plank. From here is where we're taking our vinyasas. So if you've done these before and you know where you're going, feel free to just go as you wish, find that flow. Deep breath in for all of us. As we exhale, knees lowering down, toes untuck, chest coming down towards our mats. And then a big roll of your shoulders, you lift into a cobra. Come up onto your fingertips if you wish here. Still fairly early on in this half an hour. Finding a bit more room if you want to. Bring yourself back down towards your mat, tuck your toes, press yourself back, and then lift your knees up off the ground. Walking your feet closer up towards your hands now. Feel free to bend your knees as you come closer towards your chest. Deep breath in, lift halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Again, those nice rolls back to the top, slow and steady, uncurling through our spines. Going again on the other side. So starting by weight transitioning over to this right foot. Left knee coming up. We're interlacing our fingers, bringing them in front of our knee or our shin. Notice where you can get this left hip to. Now you might start to feel that you're kind of tipping over to this right side. Trying, if we can, to keep our hips fairly level. That might mean if you're tipping over, you've got a little bit of an imbalance one side. That is absolutely fine. We all have them. Noticing them and recognizing them is key. Letting go of your knee, taking it out to the side, again into that fire hydrant as we start into those circles through our left hip. Bring your knee all the way down and back to the front. 1 more going this direction. You can feel free to put your hands on your hips here, by the way, if that helps. Ease those wobbles or just press your fingertips onto the wall next to you if you have one. Going the other way, knee underneath us, out to the side. And then round. Oh, big clunks in my hips today. 1 more going this way. Back to the top. Hands again in front of our knee. Lift it up. Keeping your knee lifted. Reach your fingertips high. Squeeze that thigh. Slowly stepping back into our high lunge. Tiptoes on the ground behind us. Lengthening up through to our fingertips. Can we soften down into our legs a little bit? Take a deep breath. Soften through your shoulders. Moving into our pyramid, straightening through our right leg. Fingers start to reach forwards. We're aiming our chest all the way out in front. Stay up on those tiptoes behind you. Arms coming down onto your block, your shin, or the floor. Breathing in, a little bit of a lift here. Exhale, fold your way back down. Bending into your right knee, hands on the mat, stepping into a high plank again for our vinyasa. This time, if you wish, through a chaturanga. So you can either bring your knees down first or a little bit more energy, taking our whole body down like a press up, lowering And then rolling ourselves forward onto the tops of our feet. We're really pressing through the tops of our feet, squeezing our thighs. Arms stay strong, so we've got this big open up through our chest. Sending yourself up and back, either over your toes, or if you're in that bent knee position, lifting your hips up high. Okay, from here, little shuffle out. Wiggle your legs. Stay over on one side, bend your knee, let the other leg draw down, your heel closer towards your mat. As you breathe a little bit deeper, can you send your hips up towards the top of the pod? So gripping into the mat with our fingers, our knuckles, pressing everything down. I think I just said pod, didn't I? I'm used to teaching in a hot pod. Anyway, hips going to the top of your room. Sorry, guys. Okay, from here, taking your right foot up and back. So wherever you can take this foot might be just a few inches off your mat. That is a-okay. We are good here. Maybe it's in line with your hips. Maybe it is beyond. Work to wherever you need to go. We're going to bend this right leg and start to move into a split dog. So that just means we're rolling our hips open a little bit more. We've still got this strength through our arms. Steady, deep breath. Slowly stepping forwards, your right foot landing outside your hands. Take a moment here, soften down into those legs. See if you've got any more room into your hips. Maybe have a little sway. Left and right, side to side. We're going to heel toe this right foot towards the middle of our mat. Take your fingertips to frame your toes. And then your left heel is going to come down at the back. Moving up into a warrior two, cartwheeling our arms all the way up and over. From here, bring your palms out to face the side of your mat or the side of your room and really reach your fingertips. So taking up as much space as we can. Deep breath. Exhale, can you sink lower? Keep pressing down through those left heels. Really squeeze them into the mat. A little bit deeper. Straightening through our right leg. Palms still facing the side. We're reaching forwards and then lowering our right hand either inside your ankle, maybe inside your shin or your knee. Lifting up and reaching with left arm. Now from here, it's really easy to kind of just sink back into our hips and into this right knee. But I want you to squeeze through your thigh. So really lifting up through your kneecap, like you're drawing it up towards your tummy. Open up through your chest, feeling like we're trying to stack our shoulders on top of each other. We're going to see if we can bring this left hand down towards the right fingers and then all the way back up. 2 more of those. Rolling yourself down, turning towards your mat. And then lift, keep squeezing those thighs. Last time, bring your fingertips down towards each other. Reaching out and open, deep breath. Bring your left hand all the way down now, on towards our mat, turning to face that long edge. So in a wide fold, toes facing the same direction. Deep breath in as you roll your shoulders, lift your chest. Exhale, fold back down. 1 more of those, breathing in as we lift. Exhale, lengthen down. See if you can go a little bit lower, maybe put a bit more weight through the front of each foot, stretching through the back of our legs. Walking both hands now over towards your left toes. So we're turning to face the back of our mats. Toes face that way, come up onto your right tiptoes, stepping into a high plank, moving through your vinyasa. So whether that knees first option or our chaturanga, try and hug those elbows close to your waist as you bring yourself down. Rolling forwards, big lift through your chest, up dog or cobra. And then all the way back. Up and over our toes. Little wiggle in that downward dog. Don't worry, we'll come back to the front of our mats in a moment. If you can't see me, we're repeating what we did a moment ago. So hopefully you can follow along as I speak. Taking your left toes back behind you. Again, wherever you need to go today. It might be different from yesterday, different from tomorrow. That is a-okay. Opening up into our hips. We're bending through this left knee into our split dog. Hands still anchored down in front. Start to make your way forwards. Left toes coming towards the outside of your left hand. just as we did before, taking a little bit of a moment to sway, to ease ourselves into our hips here. See where you're at. And then we will shuffle those left toes towards the middle of our mats, fingertips on the ground, right heel plants behind us. We've already got that turn, that swivel on our back foot. Cartwheeling arms all the way up, press into those left toes. Once we get into this warrior two, fingertips reaching, palms facing the side, going a little bit deeper into our legs, keep pressing down strong through this back foot. So often what we tend to do in our warrior twos is kind of do this, so like leaning into this right knee. We're taking that back edge of our foot off the mat. We want to be strong all the way from our heel up towards our hips. That may not be the case all the time, but it is the case today. Deep breath in. Soften down a little bit lower. Straightening through our left leg into our triangle, reaching forwards, and then lowering your hand, shin, ankle, knee, wherever you're at. Lift up tall through your right arm. Squeezing your thighs as we did before, and then taking those rotations. Right hand comes down to meet left. Lift all the way back up. 2 more. Bring your arm down, fingertips meeting. And back up, thighs staying squeezed. Last time, fingertips come down. All the way back up, big reach. And then bring both hands down inside your toes, swiveling towards that long edge of our mat again. Deep breath in as we roll our chest up. Exhale, fold back down. 1 more deep breath. And release. Now this time, we are going to either hold on to our ankles or our shins, or maybe hold on to your big toes by wrapping your first 2 fingers around your big toes. And then wherever that connection is for you, take 1 more deep breath in, lengthen through your spine, lift your chest. Exhale, see if you can draw yourself further down, using that connection onto your legs or your feet. Maybe a deeper stretch down through the back of our legs into our hamstrings. Gently release, walking over toward these right toes, back to the front of our mats, back through to our vinyasa. Deep breath in, exhale as you lower, inhale as you lift, shoulders roll, exhale, come all the way back, up to our downward dog. Very nice. Okay, into a high plank again. So from here, nice and strong, just holding this high plank for a couple deep breaths, squeeze through your core, trying to lift up through your chest. So we're not just kind of sinking into our shoulders, we're staying super, super strong. Take 1 more deep breath. Bringing your right knee down, and then turning onto that edge of your back foot again. So the left heel planting on your mat, left arm lifting up towards the top of your room, open out. Your chest stretch between fingers. Take a deep breath. We're going to swivel these right toes to be a little bit of an angle so we can balance ourselves, pressing into this right knee, lifting ourselves up through our core. Fingertips reach. Take up all this room, all this space. And then going over towards the other way. So left hand down towards your ankle, your shin. Right arm reaches up. Again, that space through the outside of our hips, up towards the side of our shoulders. Bringing your right hand back down, all the way onto your mat. Left arm this time reaching out past our ears. So reaching straight past our heads. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing to lift up through our waist. Slowly release, bringing our hips down towards this back foot. So you may need to bring your left hand down and kind of shuffle this right leg in. But basically we're bringing our hips down. And we're going to end up with our right foot to the inside of this left thigh. So you might need to swivel those left toes a little bit. Okay, we're here. You may also be slightly off your mat here, by the way. That is no problem. We often just think we're constrained to this little specific area. It's all good. Coming off the mat, the floor is not lava. We're okay. Right, moving into our fold. Deep breath in as you lift through your chest, fingertips reach. Exhale, send your fingers towards your toes. Again, does not need to reach perfectly. Maybe we're holding onto our ankle. If you want to use a strap or a towel, feel free to wrap that around your foot and guide yourself in. Finding some length down our back, so we're looking forwards. Our chests have space in front of them. Taking one more deep breath. Rolling ourselves back to seated. Right hand coming down. From here, we're moving ourselves into a side plank. So we're going to plant our left foot at the back of our mats. We're going to keep this right arm strong underneath our shoulder, so nice and stable. Now, if you wish, you can keep your right knee down, and then we're squeezing up through the side of our core, extending through this left arm. If you want to take it further, you can hover this right knee, or maybe even stretching your toes out. Hold for one more deep breath. Squeeze through that thigh. Release. Hands back onto our mats, back into our high plank. Moving through your vinyasa. Take your time as you lower down. Rolling ourselves through. All the way back to our downward dog. And then into our high plank. Hold, deep breath. I know I said it wasn't going to be too strong. And this is all things that you can do. So we can take variations if we need, bring our knees down. We can hold ourselves strong just for one more deep breath. You have got this, I promise. Now we're bringing our left knee down onto our mats. I'm going to swivel so I can see you. Left knee down, right leg stays extended behind us as you plant your heel. Lifting up through right arm, opening up to the side. So we're not aiming in this particular moment to really lift up through our chest and squeeze through our core. We're actually trying to find this open space, fingertips to fingertips. Swiveling a little through this left knee, left ankle, so we can press ourselves and lift all the way up. Chest open, arms reaching out, taking up as much room as we can. Grow tall through the crown of your head. Leaning over to our right side, right hand coming down to rest on your right leg, left arm reaching across. Any more space as you breathe out. Gently moving back through this lifted position. Left hand coming down now, right arm reaches long. So we've got one line between our heel, our hips, our shoulders, and our fingers. Moving down to seated when you're ready. If you did adjust this lower leg, feel free this time to do the same. Hips coming down towards the floor. Tuck this left foot just inside your thigh. As you breathe in, facing towards your toes, lifting up. Exhale, fingers towards your ankle, shin, knee. Again, use your wrap, your towel, anything that you might want to just wrap around your toes to bring you in a little bit closer. Softening through your chest. Slowly making our way back up, all the way to the top. We're going back into that side plank just one more time. So our left hand goes down, right foot presses onto the mat, or at least on that inside edge. So you want a strong base, something we're not going to slide on. Right arm goes up, lifting yourself up from here. Shoulder is stacked above left wrist. Either you're keeping left knee down, or if you wish, you can hover your left leg up, knee bent, or straighten out, clicky knees, straighten out those toes. Deep breath in. Exhale, one more. All the shakes, all the wobbles. Bring yourself into your high plank. Take a deep breath, reset for a moment, take a pause. And then through our vinyasas, knees first or chaturanga.
Making your way back to a downward facing dog. Notice here any more space up towards our hips, down towards our heels. How is that warmth in your shoulders, your core doing? Bringing your knees down onto your mat. Untuck your toes behind you and bring your bottom towards your heels. Now you can keep your knees fairly close together, or if you wish, wiggle them out towards the edges of your mat, taking them as wide as you fancy into a child's pose. Walk your fingertips further forwards. Maybe let your head rest down on the ground. Maybe you're just hovering it in between your arms. We're taking a moment just to be still, to breathe, to acknowledge where we are at, all that we have done. Gently making your way back to seated, hands coming closer towards you. Bring your knees a bit closer together if they were apart, and finding a comfy seat. So maybe you want to sit back onto a cushion, maybe you're staying kneeling, maybe you're coming to cross-legged. Whatever works for you, it's up to you. We're just going to take a couple deep breaths to finish up. So taking some breaths of 4. And it's just quite nice to do this to kind of reset, take a moment to know where our breathing is at, and to give us the tools to do this whenever we ever want to in our daily lives. We can always just take a deep breath. So if you want to have your hands down on your mat, down on your thighs or your lap, that is a-okay. Maybe you want to bring your hands up towards your chest. Maybe you want to have one hand on your chest, one hand on your tummy. It's up to you wherever you go. You may just feel that encourages that slightly deeper breathing. So next breath in, just through your noses. In for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 4, 3, 2, 1. A little bit longer with some holds this time. In for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. Out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. One more of those. Deep breath in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And release. Soften your shoulders. Take your hands down away from your chest, your tummy, if you had them there. They can be by your hands, can be on your lap. Close your eyes. And just notice where you are at, how you are doing. Be proud of yourself for showing up, being here. Take one more deep breath in. Big release out. Thank you so, so much for joining me for a nice 30-minute flow. I hope you feel good. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, whatever you are up to. And please do come back for something else next time, or do this one all over again. It's your call. See you soon.